thank you to all our veterans for your service to our country and your service in being here to the Veterans Affairs Committee today. All of you are welcome, particularly those of you from Georgia. We have 770,000 veterans in my state. We're proud of every single one of them in this country, but I'm particularly proud of those vets who served so well. I'd ask unanimous consent that my entire statement be printed in the record, but I'd like to make a couple of remarks to highlight it.
Without objection.
First of all, there's a strong need for accountability and oversight of programs that the Veterans Administration is currently implementing, and we must, as Veterans Committees in the House and the Senate, provide the oversight to hold the Veterans Administration accountable. Secondly, several of you have written about the incredible need for better access to effective mental health treatment for veterans. 8,000 veterans a year are taking their life, 22 a day. The chairman was kind enough to grant me the right to have a field hearing in Atlanta last August, and we had a 2.5-hour meeting with about 300 people present talking about the problems of suicide. The IG's report on the Atlanta VA tied mismanagement at the VA to 3 of those particular suicides at the VA hospital in Atlanta, and that's intolerable. The new director, Leslie Wiggins, is doing a great job of holding the VA accountable in Atlanta, and we need to learn from that experience because that's not a problem that's just related to Atlanta, Georgia. It's related to the entire VA delivery system, and I particularly appreciate the testimony that you'll hear from Mr. Rykoff later on today about this important subject. PTSD and TBI are tremendous legacies, bad legacies of the Iraqi and Afghanistan wars, and we need to do everything to make sure that our veterans are covered and taken care of. And at that field hearing, we learned a lot of things from the VA, including the VA accepting responsibility and committing to move itself forward to see to it that we do a better job of treating our veterans. Third, in your testimony, you highlight the long-term needs of veterans and urge us to be in it for the long haul. This committee is in it for the long haul. We understand that the legacy of these wars will last a lifetime for the veterans who are coming home. The VA commitment to those veterans has to match that lifetime of those veterans. We will hold them accountable. And although we're going to be cut short in our hearing today because of votes on the Senate floor, I want to emphasize 2 things that are important to me. One, Mr. Chairman, is reforming our budget process so we have a more longitudinal type of budget, and I proposed the biennial budget with Senator Shaheen to give us a 2-year predictable period of appropriation in budget rather than just 1. Our veterans don't need an unpredictable veterans flow of money. They need a predictable, stable flow going to the Veterans Administration, and we should do that. Didn't know I was going to get applause. I'll repeat that line, but that's very important for us to do. And finally, I want to ask each of you to do a favor for us. We're going to be leaving for votes, and the senators apologize that we'll be out of the room for some time. But there are many areas where we have fallen short in the House and Senate on providing the right type of oversight. I'd like for you to suggest in your testimony the 2 top priorities that you would have for us to provide intense oversight of the Veterans Administration and the delivery of their services. I know one of them, and the number 1 is going to be reducing the wait time on certification. I understand that, but give us your top 2 priorities because we want to be active and aggressive in providing the oversight the veterans of this country deserve and they have earned with their service to our country. And I yield back the balance of my time, Mr. Chairman.